What's up, everyone? My name is Aliyah. I go by the name of Truth. I'm a spoken word artist. I'm here at Laced Up Salons with my boy Stanley, and I'm gonna drop a piece for you guys. It's called Back in the Day, or it's called Old School. It goes like this. Sometimes I sit and think about back in the day. You remember way back in the day when all we used to do was play, so it didn't matter if friends were fake? You remember back in the day of rope chains and high top fades like Kid and Play, troop tracksuits, and them big ass earrings made out of bamboo, banana clips, and when we used to sneak up on our friends and flip the lip? Yeah, them days were the shit. Remember when the illest kicks were LA Gear and British Knights? Now people be spending $2 bills to cop the latest pair of Jordans and Nikes. Remember when if you dissed someone, they got shafted? And everyone used to cover their mouths like, oh, and start laughing? Makes me start asking why nowadays, when someone gets shafted, niggas want to pull out guns and start blasting. Man, remember back in the day when MC Hammer was too legit to quit and Tag Team screamed, whoop, there it is, while Salt and Pepper told us to push it? Remember when Boys to Men were not too hard, not too soft? And I almost forgot about that TV show, Who's the Boss? Late nights with Arsenio Hall and Jumping with Chris Cross. Remember when Heavy D was still fat and when it was cool for Will Smith to still rap? Remember the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and when we used to get scared watching Freddy Krueger's Nightmares? Or we could go way back to the future with Karate Kid and 227. Hey, yo, remember when you had to wait a few months before sexing? I remember watching Degrassi Jr. high. I remember the first time I got high. And remember that commercial with the egg in the frying pan and that man's voice saying, this is your brain on drugs? Remember how we used to show each other love with friendship bracelets? And remember rocking Adidas sneakers with the fat ass laces? Remember when Rob Bass sang about joy and pain and Milli Vanilli tried to blame it on the rain? I remember when Jodeci said they'd cry for me. When SWV got so weak in the knees they could hardly speak, and when Kool Moe Dee used to rock them Terminator shades. I remember my brothers rocking cross colors listening to Big Daddy Kane. To this day my pop still listens to Public Enemy and NWA. My favorite female rappers used to be MC Lyte and Roxanne Shante. Remember when Eric B and Rakim was still tight and Snoop Dogg was still rolling with Suge Knight? Remember when Puffy proclaimed, it's bad boy for life? Then Biggie lost his life. Remember when Eazy-E was a real motherfucking G, then we found out he had HIV? Remember Run DMC, Chi Ali, and Black Sheep, Onyx, A Tribe Called Quest, and Maestro Fresh West? Remember when KRS-One used to school the masses? Nowadays, hip-hop is mostly about G-Unit, guns, and asses. Remember when $5 used to be everlasting? Going to house parties and busting them old school dances? Like the Running Man and that Cabbage Patch shit? Me and my sisters used to fight over Cabbage Patch Kids. I remember my brothers playing with Big Wheels and G.I. Joe, Transformers video games on the Commodore 64. My shit was Gem and the Holograms, Care Bears and the Smurfs. Hey, yo, remember when your moms used to braid your hair so tight it would hurt? I remember when I actually wanted to work. And what about them Too Black, Too Strong t-shirts? Or jean jumpers with the one strap dangling? And that Wu-Tang slang that left your headpiece hanging? Remember when one of your biggest worries was getting a pimple? Can it be that it was all so simple, babe? Sometimes I sit and think about back in the day. You know, back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid again.
Thank you.